Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Searching for Happiness podcast. I am your host, Joseph Grable. Today, I have someone with me very special, someone that I have grown very closely with over the years, a very good friend of mine, Halle Manson. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I don't know why I'm waving.
I'm
like,
you're saying hi to the
there's like
people.
an audience. Yeah. Hey, cameras.
I mean, technically there is. If you think about it, when it comes out, there's an audience.
I know.
You're
I feel like I'm on like the Ellen show or something.
I promise I'm not as mean as her, okay? I promise I'll treat you with a good time.
Okay. Slay. Love
But
it.
no, first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to come into your home.
Oh my gosh.
and,
Yeah.
like,
Welcome to my house.
Yeah, I
and
love it.
Thank
I
you
love
for
it.
having me on
Yeah,
here.
of course.
I'm really excited and I'm like nervous, so I might not shut up.
No, it's okay.
Wait. I'm not allowed to cuss on here, right?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I don't
Fuck
care.
yeah.
I don't care. I don't censor it at all in any way.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, for sure. But,
Love it.
thank you again so much for letting me in
Yeah.
your home. And, we have a very interesting story. We never even were friends in high school.
No.
And I think that's the craziest thing in the world.
We were living in our own worlds in high school.
That's
like,
true. It is true.
I don't think we ever interact. Maybe like once.
Like one time.
And it was like just a
It
look,
wasn't very-
and then it was nothing. It was just our
I
eyes
was like,
talking,
yeah,
and we're like,
yeah.
all right, bye.
Yeah. I think I knew your mom better. Like,
Everybody knows my mom better than me. Literally,
Yeah.
everybody
well,
does.
when I worked at Taco Bell and you guys would get like food and stuff, I'd be like, I think you're Hallie's mom.
We're big Taco Bell lovers.
Yeah.
Well,
I always like throw a bunch of sauce in there. I was like, the
fuck
homies.
yeah, it's going into our sauce shore.
Hell yeah, no. But I always, and then I remember at one time thinking it was your mom, but I wasn't sure because I was like, I think she's like the mom of someone I go to school with. And then you came in with her one time, and that was like the one time we interacted. You're like, oh hey.
I definitely, yeah. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I remember that. I
yeah,
was
it was
like, shit,
like
I
at
go to
night.
school with that guy. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
cool as fuck.
100%.
I don't know him, but I feel like he's cool as fuck. So.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I let a lot of people walk over me in school too, though. So like, I felt like a lot of people thought I was cool, but really I just like let people do whatever and like just say whatever, and I just like let it kind of slide. So I feel like a lot of people just thought I was cool like that, but I was really just like, I don't care about what you guys are saying or doing. Like,
Period.
You know what I mean? So.
Dude, yeah, that's how I literally grew up in high school. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so many people thought I was such a bitch, and like they never got to know like who I am.
The true you, yeah.
So they just like made up scenarios, and it just kept going on and on and on. But like, I have so much respect for who I was in high school that I did not let that get to me at all. Like, I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm still gonna have fucking fun. I don't really need you guys in my life if you're gonna talk shit about me. I don't know. It's just like, it's crazy to think how many people said bad things about me or talked down about me, and it like just never crossed my mind where it like mentally hurt me, and I would like be super upset about it. I feel like I was a pretty strong individual when that
Yeah,
happened.
you're very like strong-headed and just like you're like whatever.
Yeah,
People,
versus
like,
like now, like you could say something about me, and I'm like, oh fuck, that hurt a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck? But I mean,
I feel that.
yeah.
I'm the opposite now. You can say something about me. I'm like, dude, suck my dick, dude.
We just
You know
like
what I mean?
flipped in high school.
Yeah,
You were
yeah,
like me
like,
in high school.
In high school, I was such a, like a pushover and stuff. And it's weird because people still think I'm like that. Like, also like, I saw someone. I was hanging out with Cash, and we saw someone. And I kind of just like, not gonna lie, I kind of just like pushed him off. I was like, yo, like I never even talked to you in high school,
Yeah.
like anything. I was just like, hey, and they're like, oh, like that was rude. I was like, do I need to be nice? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I said, hey, like, I'm not gonna stop through my day to like chit chat if I don't even know you. You know what I mean?
I think they expect like more from you, and it's like, what do you want from me when like
Yeah.
you didn't give me anything in high school, or
Mhm.
like you never ask me, you never go out of your way to like ask me how I'm doing, or like text me or call me, So
Yeah.
it's like you can just get a
100%.
hello.
And the thing too is like you get people that like, and I'm sure you have experienced this too, just being a female, because I know females experience this all the time, is like you leave and then people like, you go off and do something and then people just all of a sudden want to hang out with you, or they all of a sudden just like want to be your friend just at this random time. And that's what I deal with, like not in like an annoying way, and I'm usually pretty nice to people about it, but like I get a lot of people I haven't heard from in years. Like sometimes when I come home and I was like, dude, like you've never talked to me
Yeah, no.
the whole entire time I've been
yeah.
gone, like, so I don't understand why
Now.
now,
Yeah.
and then you obviously realize why, and you're like, oh,
Well, I
Cool.
feel like it like scares me when people. I don't know why I felt this way since I moved and I'm like more of a like an adult now. People will go out of their way and be like, "Hey, like we never really talked, or we talked once in high school. Like we should hang out." And it's just like it scares me because I'm such a personal person that I'm like, if I hang out with you, that means that you get to know my whole entire life and like blah 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 blah. It just goes on. So I'm like, I shut down and I like hide in my shell and I'm like, I don't know if I should trust you yet. Like I don't know. It definitely scares me and freaks me out. I don't know why, but
It's like a human nature thing. Like you're just gonna feel that way, and I don't know. Like I feel like kind of like you were saying earlier. Like everybody's kind of just trying to be as somebody in like high school, and everyone's just like trying to figure their shit out in their own world, So I always think about that, and like I feel like that's why we became friends, is because we just completely became the opposite of people who like we were.
Yeah.
When we were in high school, like you did like a whole 360, I did a whole 360. I was like less pushy, and I feel like you were, you stood your ground a lot, and I always admired that about you. I don't even remember like how we started talking. Like I was talking to Kaya the other day when she was tattooing me, and she's like, "How did you and Halle become really good friends?" And I was like, "Huh."
I don't know.
I
We
don't
go
remember.
back. Like we've
been friends for like pretty much since high school ended. Like like
literally.
the first year after, like my year after high school, I didn't really talk to anybody because I was dating someone that just like I just took up all my time. You know what I mean?
It does that to you.
Yeah.
It does that
It
to
does
you.
that to you. Yeah.
That's like
100%. And I remember like after I broke up with her, I wasn't like hanging out or like with anybody or anything, and I think I saw you at a coffee shop you were working. I think it was like Brewed Awakenings at the time, or no, you were working for Dutch, I think, at the time. Yeah, I think it was a long time ago for sure.
Yeah.
And it was like a home visit. I came, and ever since then we've been really good friends. Right? No?
Cap. No. Do you remember when you were taking photos and me and Kai were taking photos with you? We went and like
you can say that.
Weed?
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
like, I
okay.
don't know what I'm not allowed to say on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went and we smoked weed in Shevlin Park.
Yes.
And then we took photos, and I was so fucking high. Like I was like, Jelly, don't take pictures of me.
I remember that.
Yes.
We were ripped.
That was literally, I want to say, that was my senior year in high school. I remember that.
Really?
Yes. So since my senior year in high school, we've been friends. But I don't know how we started.
I think
that started.
I think I kind of remember I was reaching out to like a bunch of people because I was in LA and realized that I needed to like update my skills, and I knew I was like coming home or something like that. And I remember just hitting up a bunch of people. Like I did your photos, I did a few of my guy friends, I did a few of my other female friends, and I remember I just wanted to experience. But I remember we all just like got like blazed.
And like we took like a few photos and we're like, okay, let's go smoke more weed.
Yeah, we were like, all right. And that shit was oh man, I'll never forget that. That photo always pops up, the one where we took like a selfie.
Yep.
That photo always pops up on my feed like every year it comes around. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I feel like there was time before that though. Probably not.
I don't know.
I was pretty disconnected from Central Oregon for a long time too, you know what I mean?
That's okay. I feel like that's the best way to grow though, away from your home roots. You know, you got to start somewhere else
100%.
for it to be healthy. But like actually I think you're right about the photography thing where you were like, hey, like I'm taking pictures, would love to take pictures of you and Kaya, and we're just like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Free photos, like free Instagram.
Fuck yeah. It was right when I bought that really expensive camera I showed you. That was like the first time I ever like really used it because I was coming to town and I was buying it here in Oregon, and that's why I was like, oh,
that's the way to do it. Like I was telling you, no tax.
Well, I told you I spent so much
and
money
write-offs,
here, like since I've been back, just because I'm like, oh, no state tax, like because you can buy like an iPad for $800 in LA, but it's really like $1,100.
So do you think it's like better to order online then?
No, because you still get taxed.
Seriously?
Like, yeah, like 100%. Like even when I like buy from like the PlayStation store, it registers like my account is like from California.
Oh.
And it registers my address, and then it taxes me.
What about if you bought something from like
I bought
Australia?
Yeah,
I have this one
taxed.
like
you still get taxed.
What the fuck? I wonder if I get
California
taxed. I just am like, take my
everything.
money. I don't fucking care.
I always just thought they should just like put it in the price. Like they don't even gotta tell us about it. You know what I mean? Like if an iPad's $1,100, then yeah, that's that's expensive, but like the reality is that's how much it's gonna cost in the end anyways. So you might as well just put it in. I think that's what Oregon does. I mean, they don't have a sales
What if
tax.
So I heard the trick for like if I go down there and show them my license, does that work at some places?
Sometimes it depends on states. In Washington, you for sure can do that. I got away with that in Washington when I had my Oregon license. I don't have an Oregon license anymore. I have a California license now. I look like a drug dealer in mine.
Really?
Yeah, like I just like I remember sharing pictures to people like the differences. And I think I shared it to you at one point, but I maybe not.
I don't think so.
But I shared like my old one. I'll show you the photo after the podcast. But I shared the old one and the new one, and everyone's like, Joseph, you look like a completely different person. Like,
yeah,
like, you look like one person was like, you look like a drug dealer. I was like, okay. I was like,
yeah,
that's
thanks.
cool. Thank you. And then another person was, they're like, your whole facial structure is different. I was like, no. And then I looked at it, I was like, yeah, like, it is.
That's how I feel about my driver's license one, definitely. Like, I got it in when I was like 16, I think. That's when you get your license. Yeah. And I like did a 360. Like, I lost weight after high school. I just look different. My hair's different. Everything's different. And so people, when they like look at my ID, like I was at the liquor store the other day, and this lady was like, looked at my boyfriend's ID, and she's like, okay, here you go. Grab mine. Looked up at me. And I was like, oh my God. Scan it. It's like, I'll tell you everything on that card. Like, it is real. That is me. They just don't believe it. But it's like,
I never have that issue. I kind of got offended yesterday. Like, I was like ironic, like in a funny way, but like not in a serious way. But I went to Kaya with Kaya to Hempy's, and I haven't been there in forever. So I was like, oh, let's go.
Love it there.
And they looked at Kaya's ID, and the lady looked up just at my face. She's like, you're good. I was like,
they do that all the time to Brittany. Everywhere they think she's the mom out of me, her, and my mom. They think that she's the mom, and then me and my mom are sisters.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's so...
Nail salons, the store.
Yeah, she didn't even look down at my ID. She was just like, you're good.
You're like...
It's like, cool.
Hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think... And it's funny because people are like, you're so baby faced still. I'm like, But then like Sabrina will be like, you look so young, Joseph. And then another person will be like, you look so old. I'm like...
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, they're like... So there's been a few times where I'm like, oh, I'm 24. They're like, that makes sense. Or other times where people would be like, no. You're like 18, dude. Like, I'm like, no.
I feel like you look like your age.
I think like I'm starting to.
Yeah.
I can finally grow facial hair. I think that's the thing. Is like I can finally
Every
grow.
man's dream.
Right? No, it's not my dream. I hate it. I'm like, I've been dreading this day for my entire life. I knew it was gonna happen because my dad. I don't know if you saw the photo on Facebook, but my dad has just like this grizzly beard. Yeah. My dad grows the most outrageous beards, and I know it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be you
but
one
it's just
day.
like, but my dad was like, I couldn't grow a beard till I was 25, and I'm almost 25, and I'm like,
that's your golden year where you're gonna start growing facial hair.
Oh my gosh, man! I'm like, and my dad, he'll shave, and like the next afternoon, like that afternoon, it'll be like back, and I'm like, oh.
You gotta wax that shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
like shave it, and then once it starts growing back, wax it off.
Oh
super great. All the girls know waxing is great. We love it.
I've done like one waxing session. It was for like my legs, for like something for like a short film, and no. Not fun, man. No.
We're not as long as you. Well, okay.
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
I'm a different story. I like never.
When I went in, like I tell people my experience was the same as Steve Carell's in the 40-year-old version.
Oh my God. I love that clip.
That like it was my experience. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Where did they start and end?
It was like they started like down here. And then like it would end like right up here. Yeah.
Oh, stop. The inner thighs like painful.
I had to do all of it.
Ouch.
Like that whole
They
area.
wouldn't let you shave it. What were you
like I shaved it, but like there's still like it was like a swim thing. It never even got made.
Oh.
It was just like a swim thing.
So it was for nothing.
Yeah, it's for nothing. A lot of things I do are for nothing because like they never got
At least
never
you
get
can
made.
experience it.
Yeah, that's what I always say now. I'm like, I was like,
it.
I got to experience it and do it. And sometimes I got paid for it, but a lot of things I do like just don't get made, or they don't get finished. I should say they get made, but they don't get finished.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to do with like budgets. A lot to do with just people being assholes in general. So, you know, like, I don't know. I was talking to my grandma this morning about this, and the film industry is at a point where, like, everybody wants content, but nobody wants to pay anybody to make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like that's where I am, and it makes my job hard. I make good money, but a lot of my money I make is from side hustles, not even like a lot of film stuff. So like every now and then I'll get lucky though. You know what I mean? But that's what like being a filmmaker is like, is you kind of just like waiting for the next job. It's like it's freelance pretty much until you're like tied in with a studio, or like actors now are getting like movie deals, like, oh, you have to be in 5 movies with us, or like same thing with directors. Like Jordan Peele has like a 6-movie deal with Universal. He has to make like 6 movies with Universal, but they're also paying him like $400 million deal. So like,
fuck.
but with that, by making that deal though, he doesn't get merchandise prices. I mean, he doesn't need it, but like he doesn't get he doesn't get all the stuff they make off of the movie. They just pay him a flat rate. I'm guessing like $75 million a movie. I'm guessing doing the math with like how much his deal is divided by 6, around like 60 to 70 million, 75 million like a movie probably. So you can make a lot of money in the business, but Jordan Peele has also been in the business for like 20, 30 years. And it's like those are the people that start to make a lot of money. So like I know it's possible. I just got to do it forever. You know
I love his movies though.
So great.
They're just so, they fuck your mind. You know, like you have to be on your best behavior watching it, because it's like you have to pay attention to every little thing.
Well, how'd you feel about it? Did you watch his new movie, Nope?
No, but but
Good pun,
but I
good
do.
pun.
That was cringy. I'm sorry. But I do want to watch it. It looks really good. I feel like it's just another mindfuck movie where it's like,
it is, yeah.
What's the point of it, you know? Or like,
I wish
what's
it was
the
more
hidden message?
scary.
See, that's where I'm like, does it really?
It's not that scary.
Fall under that genre?
No.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I think like the most scariest part is like in the beginning, and then like you see this shot in the trailer where like all the blood gets dumped on the house. Like in the trailer it shows it, so it's not really a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
But like there's like those really kind of the freakiest scenes from it. But I don't know. Like he's a very talented man though.
Yeah. I think I was talking to my boyfriend's friend, and he was like disagreeing with it, and I was like, did you pay attention to it though? Did you watch it? Like, were you on your phone the whole time? And he's like, yeah, like I kind of just turned it on like as a background noise. And I'm like, no, fuck no, you can't do that. Like, you're dumb.
One of the greatest filmmakers of our lifetime right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the only people that make somewhat good movies now. Like everyone.
Yeah. We were just talking about
Yes, like movies are so terrible. Like TV shows are so bad now because
they try too hard, and they start putting our like, what do you want to call it? Our generations. I don't know what you want to call it. Basically, our generation into it, like TikTok and all this other shit, and it's like, I don't want to watch something. Basically, like, how do I fucking say this? I'm not good at this. We're gonna definitely have to cut this part out.
No worries, no worries. You don't want to watch something that's like
you could just walk outside and you see that shit. Like your neighbor's doing it, you know, or I don't know.
Too mediocre.
Yes, exactly.
Everything's so mediocre.
Yeah.
And that's my issue too. Is like nobody. They always keep hiring like the same like 20 actors. Too.
Yes.
And I'm just like.
I'm like, aren't they tired?
All those actors are tired, but like. A thing you like learn in LA is you spend what you make. Yeah. So they all have like multi-million-dollar homes, so they have to keep going and going and going, and like a lot of them just burn out, you know. So I don't know. I don't want to. Hollywood's a weird place. You really gotta. You really have to have super thick skin to be there.
I don't think I could be there.
I can barely fucking be there.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it there. Oh my gosh. But like it's where my work is.
Yeah.
A lot of people I like. Live in LA do not like living there. They're just there to make money and live life.
I feel like that's
do their
there
thing,
for sure.
You know. So
have you? Okay, this is so basic, but have you been watching The Last of Us?
So I'm going to when I get home because.
Oh, shut the fuck up! You haven't watched it?
Hold up! I have a good reason. Don't give me shit. Okay, I have always had this concept. Okay.
Did you play the game?
Of course.
Okay.
I've played that game like 10 times. Of course, I know.
I've never played the game.
And part 2. I don't think people realize what's gonna hit them in part 2. I just don't.
Don't say that.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just saying people don't know what's coming. Like it's crazy.
I don't know what's coming because I've never played the game.
Well, guess what? I'm already ahead of you, and I didn't even watch the show. So, huh.
It's really good.
But no, I watched the first episode, and I have this thing. And all my friends always give me shit about this, but I've always had this thing where I refuse to watch a TV show until it has a certain amount of seasons.
Valid.
Because I will drive myself crazy for years on end, just waiting and waiting for seasons.
That's me.
Yeah.
Right now.
I noticed it with, what show was it? Oh, this show's terrible. Terrible show. But it was good like the first or second season. I used to be really into like the superhero shows on like the CW, like The Flash and like those cheesy ones.
Oh, okay.
They became incredibly cheesy, but like the first season of The Flash and like the first season of Arrow, I thought were pretty good. Well, it's the same situation. It's just I would watch the season and then drive myself crazy for a year. And I always had that problem with TV shows, but it was those TV shows that I was like, all right, I need to wait for a few seasons. I mean, granted, they turned out to be shit shows anyways. But I've always had that concept with my shows going forward. So, like, good one is Breaking Bad, right? Humongously famous, like, probably the most famous TV show on the planet besides The Sopranos.
Really?
You never seen it?
No.
Oh, I'll send you. You should watch. How are you with like? It's about making meth, but it's an insane concept.
No.
Breaking Bad is such an insane concept. It's like this old man in his 50s. He's a chemistry teacher, a high school teacher. He used to be this genius or whatever, right? But he had to sell out his company, who ended up blowing up anyways. He had to sell out his company to support his family. So for like next 30 years, he kind of just mopes around, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of his students, his brother-in-law is a DEA agent, and Walter White is the character's name. And so Walter White, he goes on a DEA like drug bust just to see what it's like. And he's a chemistry teacher. That's all drugs are, is chemistry. That's all drugs are. And so where he's sitting there in the van waiting for all of them to, do their thing or whatever, he has to stay in while they raid and stuff. While they're raiding, one of his old students is like climbing out of the opposite house, escaping the cops. But he recognized the student. He was like, what the fuck? And he got this genius idea. He went to the student's house, looked up his address, got this genius idea. It'll be fine. I can lighten this shit up. No biggie.
Okay.
This kid, like, he shows up to Jesse Pinkman's house, and he's like, you know the business, I know the chemistry. And he starts making meth with his old high school student, and he becomes this massive.
Just for funsies?
So he can make a shitload of money. Like,
okay, I was like,
he's
wait.
poor. Like, he's working.
Oh,
he's like a high school chemistry teacher. That in the show, it maxes out like $35,000 a year where he lives in the show, and he works at a car wash.
Okay, that actually does sound really interesting.
It's so interesting, and he literally, Walter White, pretty much cooks with Jesse, and pretty much what happens is they just become these drug kingpins, and they start like working with the cartels, working with this guy named Two, and it's just this crazy show for like 5 seasons straight. Never watched a single episode till they were on the last season, and I watched it all the way through. So by the time it was on the very last episode, I watched it with the rest of the world.
Oh.
At the same time, like as it was like the final season. It literally has won, I think, over like 20 Emmys.
Shit.
It's won a lot of, and it's had a lot of nominations. Bryan Cranston's won a lot for that show. Same thing with Aaron Paul. Anyways, that's a fantastic show. Dexter is an amazing show.
Yeah, that one's actually really good.
Dexter's amazing.
Good.
I watched Dexter like 4 times, all the way through.
How many seasons are there? I
8.
didn't finish it.
There's 8 seasons. I watched it 4 times in like my lifetime. Like, I started watching it when I was in high school. It was still going on, but it still had like they had like 4 seasons, 5 seasons. So I was watching it in high school, and then I finished it through high school. And then I got bored in Eugene when I was in Eugene, so I watched it all through there. And then quarantine, I watched it all over again too. And then when I quit smoking for a while, after quarantine, I watched that entire series to get over my smoking habits. And it worked. It just like, because when you quit smoking weed, you're like up all night long. You know what I mean? That's what I would watch all night long, and it helped me. But like, yeah, I love that. Those are my 2 favorite shows of all time. You should definitely watch.
Okay.
It's amazing.
No, yeah, I did not know.
The Breaking Bad.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that
it's
actually sounds
crazy.
really good.
It's so crazy, and people just have these high concepts. Like, like it's just crazy. A chemistry teacher that makes crystal meth, would have never thought of that in my life.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
But it's like the whole point of the show is like he makes 99% pure meth, which is like, it's like saying you got like pure cocaine. You know what I mean? It's just gold. You know what I mean? And everyone else is like 50%, like, or like 60%. He's just like 99.9999%.
Oh
like,
yeah, pure
synthetic.
gold.
Yeah,
You're
synthetic,
right.
like liquid, pretty much.
Wow.
And so he just becomes a drug king. But his own brother-in-law is a DEA agent, and he is hunting him, his own brother-in-law, the entire series.
Wait, so are they done making it though?
Yeah, it's over. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Over. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
it was
when
over
they-
in 2013.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, but they made
Jeez.
They made a spin-off show called Better Call Saul, and I did the same concept. I never watched a single episode of it until they were on the last.
It's still going on.
It just ended. It just ended at the end of 2022.
And how many seasons are there?
6. It had more seasons than Breaking Bad, actually. But it's like I waited all these years, and then I watched it like 2 months before it was about to end. I started watching it, and I binged it all, and then I watched it all when everyone else watched it, and then I was like, oh shit.
So
It's
are
like a
you
top
doing
of my-
that with The Last of Us?
That's no, I'm gonna watch the full.
Okay,
fucking
no, you
season, yeah.
definitely should.
I'm gonna, cause just I love the video game so much. Like it was a very big part of my life, The Last of Us. So I'm definitely gonna watch the TV show. But like all my friends have been trying to talk to me about it. I'm like, guys, I gotta wait till the full episode, cause I will seriously. I love movies so much. All I will ever think about all day is that episode, or like all week until the next episode comes.
I do that all the
And
time.
it drives me nuts.
It's my whole entire life.
I can't do it. I would rather not watch it and wait till the whole season's done, and then just binge it in like 1 or 2 nights, and then.
I'm seeing if my phone was buzzing.
Oh,
I kind of
good.
go insane
You can't even
with
hear
that.
it anyways.
Okay.
But like, I just try to see if I can like binge it in 1 or 2 nights. You know, I like that method though. It's helped me a lot, but sometimes it sucks because like people do watch shows like as they're coming out episodically, and so you're just sitting there like, oh shit, like I want to talk to you guys about this, and I already know the video game, so I know it's all gonna happen anyways. But
Do you though?
yeah, some people
You've never seen the show, so who
there
knows?
most of it's pretty like
No,
I heard
yeah,
incredibly accurate, but
Yeah.
there are some scenes that they switch that I've heard. Like my buddies, they haven't told me what the scenes are, but they're like there's some scenes that they actually switched, like complete opposite of what was in the video game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I pick everyone's brain that I talk to about this show
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, I've never played the game. So I'm like, what is it like pretty accurate? And they're like, yeah, actually it is. There's a few things that aren't, but like they play it off and they do it so well where it flows like perfectly.
I think the scariest thing about the show that I don't even know if you realize is all that is scientifically possible.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Don't fucking say that. No, but it's actually so freaky because me and one of my friends were talking about it before I even started watching it. They're like, it could actually happen. And I'm like, don't
You're
say
like,
that.
"Shut
Because
up,"
I
like-
fear of that. That is my, it is just, it freaks me out.
If it was to happen, I would only enjoy the point of watching people that all these years have been like, I would be so prepared, be little scaredy cats. Like that would be like the highlight
that's
of the.
everybody that I've talked to. Oh, I'm ready for it. I'm like, no, you're
They're
not.
like, I got a
Do you
big
think about the
truck, I'm running.
food? Yeah, that's the only thing I think about. It's the food. Because
I think about food, and I think about like every dark place I'd ever go in again. I could never again
no.
in my life. If something like that, like when they're like in the TV show, I've seen clips and stuff, and they're just marching through a dark building. I'm like, you guys are loco. I'm like, no, like you're gonna
Everybody
get
would
eaten
go
alive.
insane, mentally insane.
Yeah. Have
There's
you
no social media when it happens. Like, no one's gonna be.
Oh yeah, no, all the
hoping
towers
to
are
sell towers.
down.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think people realize like all those towers would be down and
Yeah.
everything would just be chaotic and like
I mean, it would be kind of like cool.
it'd be cool,
No
but like
social media, but I mean, like also.
we could do
you
that
can-
ourselves.
Yeah,
you
we're
know what
gonna
I
figure
mean?
it out,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, for sure. But you know, nevertheless, anyways, we went on a tangent about movies for a fat minute. But it's an important part of happiness. You know what I mean? Movies make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you only have like 1 or 2 friends from high school kind of left. And I'm in the same boat. And it's pretty much you.
It's you and Kaya.
Yeah, Kaya, yeah. I guess I have 4. I have Rachel and Cash.
Actually,
too.
yeah, no, I have another girl.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think you know. She was a grade younger than me. Her name's Trinity. I talked to her. Her dad and my dad have been friends since they were in high school, and just kind of like grew together.
Yeah.
We just kind of like stuck to each other's side. She's younger. She's very quiet, to herself kind of person.
Yeah. Not to be a dick, but I definitely did not pay attention to underclassmen in any way, because I was also like in a relationship and I was working all the time. Like I was working like 40-hour weeks at Taco Bell while going to school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, so I just had no time for anybody, and like legit, if I didn't work with my girlfriend at the time, I would not have any time for her either. Like it was just, I was so busy helping my mom pay bills and stuff. So like I was just like, I really did not pay attention. I think that's why we weren't friends in high school too, is like I genuinely just like, not to be a dick, but just like didn't give a fuck about like making friends that were like in the lower class of me, just because I knew I was on my way out. It was like my senior year, and I knew I had known a lot of people from younger classmen, but I pretty much like, it was your class and that was like the extent of it. You know
that's
what
how
I mean?
it goes though, you know?
Like I feel like you're only friends with people like one class lower, and that's like the max.
Yeah, because then I feel like everyone
It's
else
weird,
is just kind of like,
yeah.
well, you're also
Maturity
in your
levels.
own halls though.
Yeah. And
like,
maturity levels are different. I mean, not all the time,
yeah.
but like they can be for sure. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of glad we weren't friends in high school though too, because I'm a completely different person. You're a completely different person. I tell Rachel this all the time. There's like a point when me and Rachel we weren't talking for a long time, and we've always been super good friends. But I was like that was like a transition in my life where like I don't think if I would have talked to any of my friends from Central Oregon, I probably would have lost them all. Like in just a sense of like, I was so lost and finding myself. I was fresh off a breakup. I moved to Eugene. I was just like new to everything, and like I was like just, you know, trying to find my way. And I remember like I cut a lot of people off. I cut like my Hope and Sahara off. I mean, Sahara wasn't like that big of a deal because she was my ex-girlfriend, but like I cut like a lot of people off for a long time, including Cash too. But like
you gotta
you get
do
older.
that though.
You do. You have to do that
to better yourself.
Yeah, and then as you get older, I think that's how you know who your real friends are too. Is like you kind of reconnect with these people, and then like if they want to like be friends with you still, like that's a true friend. You know what I mean? Like we say all the time with me, Hope, and Cash. It's like, you know how you could not talk to me for like 4 years and we'll still be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like it's great to have friendships like that. I feel like that's our friendship too, because we don't always talk. Like there's months we go without even like saying really anything together. I think.
No.
Not recently. Not recent.
No,
not the last few months. Like we talk a lot more too. This last few months.
But like I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, like
definitely
we don't
like a few
like,
months ago we're just kind of doing our own shit.
Yeah,
we were
like,
just like finishing up.
We
with
just have
school.
phases in our life, and I think in life you just have phases where like you can't surround yourself with a bunch of friends. So you have to find your way, and you also have to go find new friends. Like I feel like a lot of people don't realize.
It's so hard though.
It's so hard, but I feel like
it's so hard.
A lot of people realize like in order to grow and like find things you like, sometimes you have to make new friends too. That's what I realized in LA. It's like I've made so many friends, but it's just by making those friendships, I've been put in so many doors. Like, I wouldn't say they're like my friends and like I talk to them every day, but they're like a friend / acquaintance like type level relationship. Not to where they respect me enough to put my name out there at least, you know what I mean? And likewise with them. And, you know, I've just learned in LA like how like powerful just like introducing yourself can be to like somebody. And it sucks and it's hard because a lot of people suck these days.
Period.
But like it's just, I feel like it's a part of life, and I feel like a lot of people just, they have like these mental breakdowns because they feel like they're gonna lose all their friends. But it's like, no, you can still like part ways with your friends and still go about and do your life. And like if they truly want to still be your friend, like they'll text you back, they'll call you back, you know. I always talk to my wife about that. When we go to Brazil, she's kind of petty towards her old friends, and I'm like, well, see, I'm like, that means you're just not, like, I love you to death, but it just means you're not that good of a friend. Like, you're not, like, but that's okay. It's like, that's how you know they weren't meant to be your friends forever. But she has other friends in LA now that she doesn't talk to for months, and then, like, it's like nothing happened. Like, they're just, you know, all back to, like, all together, all happy and doing this. And so, like, I think a lot of people realize when you leave high school, it's just that weird, like, those first 3 years will be the weirdest time of your life, probably. You know what I mean? Like,
what year am I going on? What year is it right now?
So I was in 2017. You were 2018, I think.
No,
right?
2019.
You were 2019?
So I'm on 3. Wait.
You graduated 2019? So
yeah.
you're 2 classes under me? Really?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would graduate in 2017. June 9th, 2017.
Jeez, June 9th? I feel like I graduated on June 9th too.
I think that was.
I
think that's
know.
legit the day that they always just pick at the school, because I know a lot of people that graduate. But I didn't realize you were 2 classes under me. I always thought you were 1 class, because you're 22, right?
I'll be 22 in July.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I know. I know.
You just seem so much older. You know what I mean? Like, you're just more mature. So
I'm on top of my shit.
We talk all the time. How do I not even know this? Like,
It's okay. I didn't know you were 24. I was like, I literally, before you said I'm 24, I was like, how old is he? Because I feel like his birthday was just
it was
happening.
September, yeah.
Okay.
I turned
Yeah.
24 in September.
Like,
yeah.
what month is it? Is it April?
It's September. Or now it's. I was like, I just said it, but okay. No, the month now is March.
It is? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. It definitely feels like March. It's feeling good.
Yeah.
Everyone's mentally.
I came in like the perfect time in Oregon too. Like, the snow's kind of melting, but it still comes and goes.
Yeah.
Like, the first few days I was here, I was miserable. I was like, this is bad. I was like, I don't want to be here. It's cold. I was like,
welcome to my world.
Right? And then the last like week, I'm like, this isn't too bad.
I know you're getting literally like everything's gonna start. What is it? The 21st? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna start blooming here, very very soon, and it's so beautiful. These trees look like cherry blossom trees.
Oh really?
They're definitely not cherry blossom trees, but they look like them, and they're like. I'll send you some pictures. It's gorgeous over here, but.
I think I remember last time I visited, it was during like the spring.
I feel like it was during the fall.
What? Oh, it was, but that was like
when you
over
brought
a
Kobe
year.
and Sabrina.
It was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Way over a year ago for sure. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, after high school, we definitely became friends at some point. But it was the picture thing. But I just remember. I think it was the picture thing. I swear, I feel like we just like. We're still friends before that, because I don't think I would have reached out if I wasn't
I feel like we were
chilling
just
chilling with somebody. Like, even though I was like personally single, like I still wasn't like comfortable like just chilling with random people I knew, you know. So like I was like, I feel like we were kind of somewhat closer friends before that, because I don't think I would have reached out to anybody, period, like unless I talked to them to a certain level, or like I talk, or like I know what they're up to a certain level. So I feel like there's like a time, maybe like a few months before that. I think so, maybe. I don't know, but I do remember the first time we like hung out after high school was that time.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the first. Yeah, me, you, and Kaya. Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit. I was like, they're hella fucking cool. I was like, hell yeah. Like, they're chill people to chill with. We had so much fun too. We were smoking so much weed.
Dude, I
Taking
remember
photos.
that. Yes, I remember smoking a joint with all of us, and I don't remember. We like you went into the dispensary, and we were just like waiting for you to come out.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, actually, I remember that. Yeah, it was like right after I turned 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we're like, oh shit, like how is it being 21? We're super hyped for you, and then we all smoked weed, and I was just so fucking plastered.
Zooted. Yeah, I know. It's crazy that looking back, how much time has passed between then too.
It like doesn't feel real.
It's so weird. Like,
it's weird. It is really weird.
But my senior year was like the most confusing time of my life, because I was also like on homecoming court and like prom court.
Did you win homecoming?
I didn't win homecoming, but I won prom.
Yes. Who'd you win prom with? Sorry.
Miranda.
Oh my god, that's funny because I was like, how does before you came over? I'm like, how does Miranda and Joey click? Like, I just had both those names, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. That's what it is.
Yeah, we won prom king and queen together.
Cute.
And what do you call it? Prom was not fun for me, but
fucking same. Senior proms are fucking lame.
Proms are so lame in just general. Like, looking back, I'm like,
fucked up at my prom.
Me either. I was like, man,
I was.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
I was not. I did not have a grand time. I wanted to get fucked up at my prom.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even. I think I was at your prom actually.
I have no idea.
I was at the prom.
I have no idea, to be honest with you. Like, I was like in my own little world, and like they make you do all this stuff when you're on prom committee too, and I fucking hated it. Fucking hated it.
That's one thing that I like I'm taking to my grave is I'm sad I never won prom.
It literally, like, looking back, it was special for a good day, and then it was.
I didn't even remember who
like
won
literally
prom.
like if I got to a high school reunion, because I know they do like the high school reunion stuff where they're like, oh, the prom queen thing.
Oh.
I would literally just stand there and be like, dude, don't make me go up there.
I would like to see you go up there.
Well, you wouldn't be at my reunion because.
How do you know? Maybe I'm in the window and I'm like, I'm waiting for him to go up on the.
That's if they even do high school reunions anymore. I don't even know if they do those anymore.
I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
They should.
They should.
It's like, you know who's like in charge of it is like whoever was like what do you fucking call it? At graduations? Who speaks at your graduation?
Oh, valedictorian?
Yes.
So Chloe? Yeah, we ain't ever having a graduation.
Who's that?
Don't
say, wait.
It's Chloe. I don't remember her last name.
Sakura?
She was the valedictorian.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't think that's happening. I've never even. I didn't even know I remembered that woman's name, to be honest. I totally forgot about her. It's like you just said something about valedictorians. But I remember it was her because it was her and some other dude in our class. And there was like this battle of the brains type thing.
Was it Trey?
Oh, it was. I think it was Trey.
Okay, I feel like it was Trey because I feel like.
Wait, was Trey the valedictorian? No. I don't know, dude. This is like 6 or 7 years ago now. Like, I don't even like.
You're getting close to your 10-year reunion.
Yeah.
You old motherfucker.
I know. Well, I was talking to Kaya yesterday. And I've been smoking since I was 14, so I've been smoking for a decade.
How long is it a decade? Sorry.
10 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like thinking about that the other day. I was like, wow. I was like, I'm 24. I started smoking weed when I was 20, like when I was 14. I was like, wow. I was like, I'm still successful. I don't care. I was like, I'm still good. I still got my shit done.
So many successful, artists.
It's just discipline. It's like
it's something to take the edge off, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, like you guys work so fucking hard. You're on set or you're working from screens like phones.
Yeah, we work like 12 to 15 hours a day. You know what I mean? So when we go home, like
you want to
sometimes you have like
the edge off,
like
turn a good movie on.
Exactly.
Make some good fucking food. Smoke some weed. Go for it. Like literally, because I remember us talking and you're like, I want to quit, and I'm like, you work so hard that like, what are you gonna do when you get home to like self-care for yourself,
like decompress?
Yes, exactly. So I'm like all in it for you.
I appreciate it. I just feel like, and maybe you can relate because I know you used to smoke, but you haven't smoked in like a good year or so, right? Like it's been a while.
Yeah,
it was like your Hawaii Hawaii trip, right? I remember you and Kai were telling me a little bit about that, and like so it's been almost 2 years, right?
It's definitely been 2 years because this month,
the thing, and I think you might relate since you did quit, is like I feel like my brain is so cloudy when like I feel like I can't think straight when I'm high. Like I mean I can obviously, but like I don't have as much confidence. I don't have as much momentum. I don't have as much leanway with my brain, I guess you could say. Like I don't think as hard. I don't think as quick. I don't do these things, and so like now I kind of just try to smoke on the weekends.
Yeah.
But I can't. Sometimes I don't even got time to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like, it's just a weird balance. My newest balance is trying to find time for therapy. That's been a rough one.
Me too.
But this is also my therapy. You know what I mean? That's why I continue to do it. It's kind of my therapy too.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
Especially when it's like your friends.
That's how I feel with like you or talking to my other friends. Like, do I really need to go to therapy? Because I probably do, but like.
I think everyone should go to therapy because a lot of people don't know that I've been in therapy for like 15 years of my life. Like I haven't gone.
Wait, do you have a therapist in California?
No, not anymore.
No.
Like, I haven't had a therapist since I moved to California because they're just so expensive. But all the time before I moved to California, I had a therapist.
Have you ever thought about doing it like virtually?
I have, but like I think it's just expensive in general. Like
Dude,
to go
but
now.
I've looked at a few.
And my insurance doesn't cover mine. That's why
I've looked at a few that are like not that expensive, and I'm like, huh.
I know my wife gets really cheap therapy because she speaks Portuguese, and so she just gets a Brazilian therapist in Brazil and pays her like $10 because it's like $100 there. You know what I mean? So it's like we're $200.
Start learning Portuguese.
Yeah. Fuck. I know. I need to get on that so bad to learn Portuguese for sure. And I don't know. It's just LA is a weird place to be for sure. You have to just work and work and work and work and work and work, and then like someday you just like happen to notice you're like standing in like a moment of like, oh shit, like that happens to me all the time. Like my head's just always down. I go to work, and then sometimes I work a commercial with like celebrity, like a PA commercial celebrity, and I'm like, oh, I'm just standing like 10 feet away from, I don't know, like Shaun White or some crazy shit like that, you know? And I'm just like, at one point in my life, I wanted to meet this man, and now kind of just I act like it's not a big deal, you know? I mean, to me it isn't though. It's so normal there to see people like this and to like realize they're just all normal people and they're not as like, wealthy is not the right word, but you know what I mean? Like, you just expect them to have this certain aesthetic because you've grown up with them and watched them, and they're just like not that at all in any
It's
way.
sad. It breaks your heart sometimes.
It does. It's a heartbreaking situation, especially when you work with people you've admired your whole life and they turn out to be assholes. That's the worst. That's the worst one. I won't put on there because I don't want to get in trouble with the industry. But there's like, I think I told you who, you know, like I worked on a set and he was just like, I admired his work my whole life, and like I got on set with him and all he did was yell and scream, and I'm just like, for what? That is what I'm saying. For what? Yeah. That is my saying these last 3 months with everything. I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, for what? Like, every time I'm in a fight with Sabrina, for what? Like, I'm like, this is petty. Or like every time I'm at work and people are arguing, I'm like, for what, dude? Like, you're acting like it's a hard job to do. Like, for what? Like, why are you being a big fuss about it? Or like when people are being divas, I'm like, for what? It'd be just a lot faster if you're like, that's me though, Joseph. That's me. No, I'll show you a real diva. Like, I mean, a real diva.
Like, you don't see that side of me, so.
That's true. That is true. I don't.
It doesn't really ever come out though. Like,
I can imagine it's like only like a relationship thing, I'm guessing. Like, that's what, for me, like, no one sees my angry side except my wife, because that's the only time.
I don't even show Ben
really
my angry side, because I'm like, why would I fucking scream at you? Or like, he'll raise his voice and I'll be like, why are we yelling? Like,
that's how I'm now. Like, I'm just like, I'm like, yo, like, why?
And then he will be like, oh,
what?
I'm sorry, like, recomprehend. And it's just like,
that's how me and Sabrina are. Like, we just like, for a while there, we would like fight a lot and like yell, and I'm like, and now we're like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, for what?
It's crazy. You got to go through
petty.
so many fights, and then you'll go there. Like, you'll be at our level, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
I always tell people it's like, it takes a good like 3 to 4 years to really like learn somebody and like know somebody, and like that's what I've learned with my marriage is like there's so many things about my wife that's happening now that I never even knew would ever happen, like with her. Like, not that they're bad, just like she is showing sides of her I never would expect, or sides of her that like I would expect but think she's a little too old for, you know what I mean, or some things like that. And like, I'm no good either. I mean, I'm no perfect angel either. I mean, there's like, I mean, recently, like, I'm stressed out more, obviously. So like I wouldn't say my anger is coming out more, but like my frustrations with things and like my stress, I have impatience. Yeah. Like my patience level used to be like this, and now it's like this. But because it's like, that's the environment I'm at in work too. It's like nobody has patience in the film industry. So it's like, it grows on you. Like, oh my gosh, like, let's go. Like a big thing for me is like, I don't have patience for Sabrina to get ready anymore, because like she'll have the whole day free. Okay, she'll have the entire day free, and then waits like an hour and a half before we're supposed to leave to get ready. And I'm like, and it makes us late every time, and I'm like, girl.
And then it's like, oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot this.
And I've learned it's just like, that's every woman. Not to be sexist or anything, but it's true. It's just like, you're just gonna run that in every relationship.
We think more about the little things that we're gonna need. Like, oh, you might ask for like, oh, my lips are chapped, I need chapstick, or like water, or I don't know.
I know, and Sabrina explained that to me too. She's like, we just think about a lot of things at once. I was like, that makes total sense. I can tell you enjoy your life, you know, for most part, you know.
Now I am.
You seem like a pretty happy person, and that's what I like. Yeah, now, right? I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there. I have high expectations for myself, though. It is my kryptonite. Like, it's like I never think anything I put out is good, and I'm like always just like freaking out about like the littlest things ever. And it's just like, it's hard to enjoy life. I put it this way: the more money you make, the more problems you get. And it sounds like a really rich snobby thing to say, but it's true. It's like, I use Kevin Hart as an example. That man does so much now. He's so famous. He has to hire security outside his house at all times. Like, that's more money, more problems type situations. And it's like, I don't need security or whatever, but like, I just find myself in situations where like I have to make a certain amount of money in order to like pay all these bills out here in LA, because LA is expensive. I'd say like we've had like $4,000, $5,000 in bills, including rent.
That's insane.
Including rent and like groceries, gas, car bill, like everything all together monthly is like about 5,000. You know.
Plus, you have a dog too.
Plus, I have a dog who's got like PTSD and like schizophrenia, so I'm always like having to buy him medicine and do like spend so much money on him. And I love him though. He always gets a new toy weekly.
Love that. That's gonna be.
We have like a box of toys now, and it's like I'm a dog dad for sure.
That's just her dog's toys though.
Oh my goodness.
Like all my dog's toys are going downstairs.
Yeah.
In my area, because it's basically like Brittany lives on this level and then I live down there.
Oh, I see.
So it's like,
I love that though. You have like your own separate levels.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to do with our duplex. Not duplex.
I know. I was like,
townhouse. We found a friend that wants to move in with us. We can get like a 3-bedroom.
How do you feel about that? Are you ready for that?
I've
Is Sabrina ready for that though?
She's not. No.
I don't blame her.
But like,
I don't blame her.
It needs to happen because we're paying $2,000 for a 1-bedroom.
You gotta survive.
For like
you're literally surviving.
Yeah, like $1,600 more gets me like a 4-bedroom townhouse, and I can just move in with 2 more people.
It's so fucked though. I don't
ever
want to live with.
But then like my rent will be like $1,000 or $1,100 a month, which is
we live in such a fucked like
our generation
right now.
is just
yeah,
screwed.
generation.
Our generation is screwed.
Yeah.
Screwed.
Oh yeah.
And then
unless
like
you have a good job.
all the old people want to blame us like it's our fault. Like they didn't just drive the economy down with everything.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. My grandma's always like, this country's going to shit. I'm like, cause y'all did that. Like, you did that to us. It's not our fault. We're just having to grow up in it. Like,
we're just living in it.
I literally like, I gotta argue. I love my girl to death. I gotta argue with her. And I was like, I think all the old heads in like the Congress should just be like fired. And like, we just need people that are like 40 or like 50, even 50 and younger. People who can still coherently be active and physically active, and their brains can work coherently and just be good at what they do. Like, I'm not one to talk about politics, but it's just like, there's so many old people in there now. They have no idea what life is actually like. Like, like all these like abortion like laws and all these things are like, we're reversing. We're going like back in time. And I'm like,
yeah, like what the fuck?
We're literally going back in time. Like everyone always wanted to time travel. Well, we're doing it. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's just so crazy. But it's like then you look at all these people that are signing these bills, and they're like fucking 80.
Or they're like males signing bills for
like white cis males.
Women.
Like yeah, like they're just like old white men in their 80s, and like even the judge, the woman judge or whatever that overturned some like one of the abortion laws or something like that, she was super old too. Like, and so it was like she looked like she was 70, 80.
Yeah, she doesn't give a fuck because she's not gonna have an abortion. No one's gonna be hitting that girl up.
Yeah, I was like, they're all gonna croak in like freaking 10 years. Bro. like why are they still in office or Congress or anything? It's fucking absurd. But you know, don't want to get on a tangent about that. Oh my gosh. But you know, nevertheless, I know you've grown a lot, you know, and I'm so proud of you. And I know we talked about you possibly even opening like your own little coffee hut maybe, or like a coffee shop.
It's still in the works. I'm don't even know what I want to do yet.
That's
what
okay,
the next step is.
Yeah, that's okay though.
But the next step is
definitely owning your own thing. Yeah.
A baby. A dog baby.
A dog baby. I was like, I know. She told me she was pregnant. I was like, no way.
I was like, I'm having a baby.
Oh yeah, you didn't say pregnant, but you're like, I'm having a baby. I was like, no way.
I know.
I was like, you serious? Because you were like,
it's a dog.
I didn't think you were serious at first because you're like, I haven't even told Kaya yet. I was like, oh,
I know.
I was like, you fucking.
Kaya's not gonna believe that I could do this.
You capped me
be like,
so
what?
hard. You fooled me so hard. I was so happy for you. I was like, oh, and you're like, it should be a dog. I was like, girl. I was like, I was like, it's cute as hell though. The dog is cute as hell.
I know.
He's adorable. Oh, well, I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that you seem to be succeeding. Don't worry about like feeling lost too. Like,
I worried about it a lot last year. Now I'm like,
Good.
It's fine. Like, it's so normal. Everybody is like this.
Everybody is doing it. Even me. Like, everyone thinks I have all this shit. And, like, I make good money. But, like, dude, I'm so lost. I have no idea what I actually want to do with my life. Like, genuinely have no idea. Like, I've done so many things in the film business. I like them all. So, I just can't pick and choose. Like, so I have no idea what I want to do. You know what I mean? In the sense of, like, and so, like, I always tell people, I was like, if you feel lost, like, it's normal. It's okay. Like, it's part of the age. And, like, that's what all the 20s are about. Like, just making mistakes, taking risks.
It's like your golden years. Like, you're just supposed to have fucking fun. You're
supposed to have so much fun. And
that's
just,
what,
like,
we're doing. Yeah.
Exactly.
You just went to Vegas. Like,
yeah, I went to Vegas and I hopped on a plane here. And I was like, yeah.
You're living your fucking best life, dude. Like, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, too.
Thank you so much.
Super proud of all your accomplishments and everything.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad we're still friends, too. I've been saying that a lot to my friends out here, but it's just true. It's like, LA is like you lose friends on a dime. Like, it could be like your best.
You'll realize it.
Yeah. Like you could have like a best friend in LA, and then they won't talk to you forever because they get all mad about like this one little thing, and then they start working with other people, and then like you just fizzle out. Happens to me several times in LA. You know, it just happens. So, when I came to visit, I was like, I need to make sure I see all my actual friends and like people that actually talk to me every day.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are people from back home, like my friends from back home. So like, you know, I appreciate you bringing me in your home and allowing me to record an episode with you. Dude, we had some chaos though trying to get this episode made.
Yeah, we're gonna do it Sunday. We're gonna redo this, but we're gonna do it on Sunday. Yeah. Next Sunday, and then it's like that Sunday comes. Let's like schedule this and we'll do it next Sunday. It just kept going on.
It just kept going because either you had something come up or I had something come up, and it was just an endless.
I was like so tired during that time too. Gosh, like, dude. I think that's when I first started working all mornings, and I was like,
I was so tired during that time too, for sure. But nevertheless, we're here. We made it. Thank you so much for coming on, and you know, I'm just genuinely so happy for you.
Me too. You know? I'm excited.
And when you told me you're gonna buy, like, you wanted to, you know, start your own like coffee business, I was like, do it, just go.
It's just so hard.
And if you ever need advice too, I talk to wealthy people constantly. They teach me things all the time, and I can send you like YouTube videos and stuff like that just teach you all this stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's just a rabbit hole. You just gotta like go down a rabbit hole, and that's it.
Oh yeah, you just gotta dive deep into whatever you're wanting to do, and like 100%. Make sure you know how to do it.
Yeah, and the best teacher is experience too. Like, so like I would start like asking your boss a bunch of questions.
I definitely do.
Experience helps a lot, you know.
Oh yeah.
So, but
for sure.
Nevertheless, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It was a great conversation. I loved it very much, and you know, I'm definitely still gonna send you the Breaking Bad show because you need to watch it. You know what? It's one of the greatest shows of all time, literally.
Yeah, when you leave, I'm gonna start watching.
You should.
It's not the first person
I heard. It's excruciatingly slow in the beginning. Like, you gotta watch like 4 episodes, but once those 4 episodes are done,
I'm gonna DoorDash some food and then just like force myself to watch it.
Yeah, you're done. Like, after those 4 episodes, if you don't like it after those 4 episodes, you're probably not gonna like it. But like, if you do,
it sounds interesting though.
It's an incredible,
I'm definitely gonna give it a shot.
Show, out of the box theory for sure. But nevertheless, again, thank you so much for coming on, Halle. We get so sidetracked, and I love talking to you. It's so fun. It's why you're one of my good friends.
We do it all the time, but it's like right now it's like within the moment.
I know. But again, everyone, thank you for listening. And again, this is Halle Manson. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.